Hello everyone, another Nissan is entering the collection. I want to call this a Skyline, but it's technically a GTR50. It's like Kleenex tissues. I call it facial tissues Kleenex, I call ear swabs Q-tips, and I call, what else? They're just like the general terms. I call Pepsi a Coke. So, if I say Skyline is just by nature, it's not the official name, guys. Alright, well, let's take a look here. This is made by Time Micro. And a little backstory on this car. Well, actually, before this, I want to talk about a new person in the community. His channel, if you look at my subscriptions, is called Skeleton Man Diecast Collector. And from my impression is he's collected models for a long time, and now he's just starting to show them and share them with us. But he's still buying new models because he bought the Era brand version of this car. But the Era brand version has a removable hood. This one This one has no removable parts or opening panels. So let's take a look here. And this one also I think costs more than the Era one. I do like the colors that Era does. Like the one the Skeleton Man has is this color, whereas this is clearly different. Time Micro does do this color, and I've seen it at the store, but I decided to go with this blue because the online photos looked a little bit better. This is not the blue that I was imagining, and so that's the issue with electronic screens. They very often change the color, and same with my camera. It's probably changing the color of this thing. I would just call it a medium blue. Without an actual Pantone color book, I couldn't really tell you exactly what blue it is, and I'm not going to buy a Pantone book because those things cost hundreds of dollars. Alright, well, interesting. There's two screws. I don't recall two screws on the base of a Time Micro before, but, all these brands are always changing. Maybe I'm wrong. It's been a while since I've had a Time. This one's been misdrilled, it seems. I wonder if these people are hand drilling these things. I don't know, that's weird. Can't explain that so much. Alright, we got a little badging there. There's a little texture on this base. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. Okay, now, the internet sources are saying this is an Italdesign, but I did a little more research, and it turns out this was styled by Nissan's design centers. Two different design centers, I guess, in Europe and I think the West Coast, maybe California. But then is made by Italdesign. So don't think that this was designed by Italdesign. This is designed by Nissan's people, but it's actually made by Italdesign. And Italdesign has a long history since 1968 of making a bunch of concept cars and obviously production cars. Sorry, I'm trying to focus on the model there. There we go. Okay. Only 50 of these cars are supposed to be made in the real world, and they're around $1.1 million. I don't know, what do you guys think? Is a Nissan worth $1.1 million? I believe this thing is based off the Nismo version, which I think cost $200,000, which seems like a lot for a Nissan as it is. But now, if this is $1 million, I don't know. For me, I would buy some other vehicles, or maybe a Bugatti or something like that, or one of the Lambos. But that's just me. Okay, so other statistics here. This roofline is lowered by around 2 inches, or 54 millimeters, so it's not totally identical to a regular GTR. The engine is pretty much hand built and using a bunch of almost race components. It's 3.0 liters V6 like the regular GTRs. But it's twin turbocharged as well, same. But the big difference is this thing's making 720 horsepower, or in that ballpark. And then it's rolling on 20-inch rims, 21-inch wheels, 21-inch alloys. And they're exclusive to this GTR, so you're not going to find these wheels on other types of GTRs, I guess. That is all I found out about it, so now let's get into the model. You can hopefully see the metallic flake in this blue. This medium blue. It's pretty nice, I guess. But for some reason, all the images on the internet, I kind of thought this was going to be a lighter blue, not this dark of a blue. Kind of like that. This is a pretty bright LED photo booth. Okay, well, can't win them all. Alright, so the gold painting here isn't very crisp there. You can see it's kind of faded out there, so that's too bad. The door handle is flush, and that's pretty accurate to the real car, I believe. Panel gaps aren't so bad. There's some carbon fiber here on the bottom. Let me zoom in, because it's actually hard to see the pattern with my naked eyes here. What I'm wondering is if it's like a decal or clear coated. Ooh, I think it's a decal. I have a suspicion that's a big air pocket right there. Oh boy, see? Yeah. So this is a problem, Time Micro. You shouldn't be using decals because A, it doesn't lay into the plastic. It doesn't really look nice, right? This does not look nice. It looks like it's got like 20 different surfaces when it shouldn't. So, boy, that's too bad. That should have been printed on or something. Hopefully it's better on the other side. This printing, though, is pretty nice to look at here. It's pretty clear. Alright, so now that we're magnified, clearly we got a brake system and it's stationary. It doesn't spin with the wheels. Although the red color on this caliper is misprinted, I think. You see how it's silver up there? I have a suspicion this is supposed to be an entirely red caliper, but it just didn't cover most of that caliper. Let's go over the back end. Same here. I don't know what's happening. It just doesn't... It seems like it's overrunning. Like it seems like the red is bigger than the actual caliper, so that's not the greatest quality control. But now I'm noticing there's a carbon texture on the wheel, and I'm thinking that's printed on. You know, there's no air pockets. So it would have been better if they tried to print on that graphic onto this piece here. You know, even if it's only on this surface right here, and that the rest of that was black, I think it would still be better than having this giant air pocket there, or air pocket here. So that's, yeah, that's too bad. Alright, well, the mirrors here, they do have a reflector, see, so that's good, very realistic. Black paint on the molded window there. There's a fuel filler door right there. Okay, let me back out here, it's just too close. Alright, so the GTR, it's legible, you know, it's, I don't know if that's like a foil sticker or printed on. It's so shiny, I think it might be a foil sticker. Unfortunately, it's so shiny, my camera's having a hard time figuring it out. Yeah. Yeah, I think that has to be a foil sticker. Yeah, it is. Okay, so that's pretty nice. Yeah, it looks good. Then you can see a texture is painted black inside there, as well as the little vents, but you can also see some of the overspray of the gold isn't so great. Granted, you know, it'd be pretty hard to see with your own eyes. Everything's magnified through this camera, so I think it's still acceptable. I mean, when I look at it off camera, it looks fine. Okay, so the headlights here, these bunch of LED strips and stuff. Looks like the photograph. I guess there's supposed to be LEDs in there. Oh boy, that's not good either for quality. Luckily I can just glue that back in, but boy, that's not cool. That one's secure, but this one's not. Alright, there's some gold painted in there. It seems to be, well, look how crooked it is there. That's crooked. There's some black recessed here. These are the hood latches, I guess. Quick release hood latches. Those are printed nicely. And there's separate metallic wiper blades here. So I'm not going to touch those because you can probably bend them pretty easily. Okay. How about this side? See, I still feel like... I don't know. It seems better than the other side. But it does still seem like there's like air pockets in there, so it's really ruining the look of it. And you can see a little bit of the decals overrunning there. So decals are not cool. But on this side, the brake calipers seem a little nicer. See that one? It's still a little overrun, but it's at least the whole caliper is red. This one though is missing some red. And look at that overrun on the rotor. That's horrible. Oh boy. Time Micro letting me down again. Okay, well, what about the back here? This is nicely painted. It's really nicely done, and then there's a little tiny bit of depth. It seems okay. This wing here, it's actually gold on the bottom, black struts there, and then we have translucent taillights. And then the Nissan badge there, I think, is a foil sticker again because it's just so shiny. Yeah, sorry if I can't focus on it, but it is a foil sticker. And same with that GTR again. It's so shiny, that's a foil sticker, I think. Okay, so yeah, the top of the wing is that blue, so that's nice, you know, the fact that they could paint the top blue and the bottom gold. Although, I don't know if there's some overrun or some sort of blemish of some sort right there. There's a little red here on this fin for the third brake light. Looks pretty good. That's alright. Just really nothing underneath. Alright, well, that's a pretty big panel gap though right here. That seems excessively thick. Oh well. At least the gold is filling most of it in. I don't see too much blue. Tiny bit right there shining through. So, a lot of overspray here, you know, see the gold is fading out. Okay. Now this diffuser. Seems like there's a pretty big air passage there. Yeah, look at that. It goes right to the tire. So that's pretty realistic. Can't get better than that, actually. Okay. The bottom. It's strange it doesn't say what the car is. I find that odd. What is nice is it's screwed together so you can, you know, do maintenance. Like I might take this apart and I can I might have to repaint these brakes because they're just pretty bad. They're not good. Okay, what about the interior? Well, unfortunately it's just black, so but looking at the photo of the real car, it's a black interior, so I guess it's accurate. Although I kind of feel like I'd still rather have a different, lighter color, even if it isn't accurate. Okay, well, yeah, you got your molded details, but I don't see anything in the instrument cluster. Seems just black. No seat harnesses, no additional color at all. So pretty lame interior actually for this price. I mean, this is what you expect from like a Kyosho blister pack or a Hot Wheels, you know, one color. It's weird because Time Micro has other models and they do put additional paint apps in the interior, just not this one. I would imagine that something on the inside of this GTR is like silver. Maybe it is all black, I don't know. I didn't look up in the images of the inside. Oh boy, okay, so yeah, there's some gold paint missing there. Okay, so all in all, I would say this is not a good model for the price. We got the purple Vision concept from the Gran Turismo games, and that one's made by TLV. And then this pink one is just some sort of generic unbranded GTR that I've modified. I put my own alloy wheels on it, and then I also went and painted the interior because it was just a black interior on that one also. So I had made it gray so you can see some of it now. But here you can clearly see the styling influence of the tail from that Vision car, or the Evolution from the pink car. Right, so I think it makes sense, the styling of it. You can also hopefully see that the roofline is lower than the pink car. So Time Micro seemed to have gotten, you know, that relatively correct. It's clearly a lower vehicle than the pink one. Although it's possible the pink one is raised because it's got some giant alloys on it, so that might be throwing it off or exaggerating the height difference. Okay. Well, let's let it spin again on its own in front of its photographic brother there. Alright, so you heard my complaints on this one. Yeah, this brand again, it let me down. When Time Micro gets the model right, it's really great. It's a great value. But unfortunately, it seems like, you know, their QC makes it not the greatest value in this particular model's case. But detail-wise, you know, they were trying. You know, it does have a brake system. It's got reflective mirrors. you know, the plastic lights front and rear. So that's good to see. So, alright. Well, I guess that's enough rambling on. Hope to see you guys in the next time I do a GTR review. Thanks.